Hi everyone, it's Annette. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to be making a card, but I'm going to cover this journal that I received as a gift. I like the journal. I actually really love the colors, one of my favorite colors, and I like the foliage elements here, but I thought it would be kind of fun to cover just the front and the back. And this is a very sturdy journal. It's a very thick chipboard, and I really like the heavy metal binding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it, but I'm going to leave this teal edge exposed. So I'm just going to cover from like this end to the this part of the binder, or to the journal on both front and back. And then I'm going to put a pocket on the inside of the back cover. So let me set this aside, and I have this paper pack that I've had in my stash, and what I really like about this is from the Paper Studio, and it's called Glitter. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's called Glitter Craft Glossy Foil, and there's some really beautiful papers. As you can see, I'm going to zoom back out, sorry. But there's just lots and lots of beautiful designs, and some of them have some sheen and some shine. Isn't that fun? That would be really pretty with the little forks and spoons. But I went through this already, and I picked two. Actually, I picked this design. So I'm going to use this for the front and the back. And I picked this because it has this beautiful teal shimmery element. And this paper is really, really nice because it's a very thick cardstock, and it's a craft type paper. So we're going to go with that. And then I actually selected this design right here that I'm going to use for the pocket. So let me set that aside. Sorry, I just dropped it on the floor. And then here are my two sheets. This will be the front and back cover, and then we'll do this pocket last. So the first thing I want to do is cut my paper. I've already measured my cut. So I measured from the edge of the binder to this edge, and that was 6 3/8. And then this way measured 8 7/8 inches. So let me go ahead and cut these two. And let's bring in my paper trimmer. This is the Tim Holtz Tonic Studios guillotine paper trimmer. And what I want to do is I want to figure out which side I want to cut. So I'm going to bring back my journal. And I really want this, I want it to lay on here like this versus this way. So I want to use this side. And so you can see when I cut it, it's going to go up to about, it'll capture this rose and then a lot of the text. So what I will do, so the long edge, okay, starting again, I had to reconfigure that. So we're going to cut it at 6 3/8 going this way. So we'll just line that up at, if you go to 6 1/2 and then move 2 marks over to the left. So 1, 2, that will be 6 3/8, and we'll cut that. And then we're going to go this way because we want this part to be on the panel. So we're going to go to the long side, and we're going to cut at 8 7/8. And so for that, you just want to go to like 9, and then it's 2 of these little marks to the left is 8 7/8, and then chop it off. And then that will be our, whoops, where's my journal? That will be adhered to the front of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the back panel. There we have 2 of our panels, front and back. All right, so let me go ahead and get the trimmer out of the way. And we'll set these aside for now. And then basically we're just going to adhere it to the front. Now I don't want to start on this side because then I'm going to have a gap here. So I do want to start at this edge. So I'm going to just bring in some glue, and we'll go ahead and glue all 4 sides. Okay. And make sure glue goes right to the edge. And a little bit in the middle here. Since this is heavy cardstock, I want to make sure it's tacked down really well. Okay. And then we'll just flip this over. And I think what I'll do is just flip it this way. And then I'm just going to start at the edge. And I'm using glue instead of tape runner because I really want that wiggle room. I want to be able to move this and position this right up to the edge. And just keep moving it around till you get it positioned. And then press it down real good. Okay. And you can see how this edge complements the design here in the glitter. And we'll just go ahead and do the same for the other side. Okay, so we'll be gluing it just like that. All 4 sides. Okay. All right, and then let's get this down. Bring that in so you can see what I'm doing. And again, we're just going to line it up to the edge, the outer edge. Just square it up and then press. Okay. And that's our front and back. And then let's make a pocket. So I have these scraps, and I'm going to save these and cut them down later for panels for cards because I think they'll make beautiful backgrounds. So for the, I have to get this out of the way. For the pocket, we're going to use this design, and bring back my trimmer because I'm going to cut this down to 6 by 6. And since this design can go either way, you know, it doesn't really matter. But if it was like a text, you'd want to just orient it so when you put your pocket down, it's the way that you want it to go. So, all right, so let's just cut this 6 by 6. And then I can definitely use the scraps for another project. So we got 6 by 6. Okay, and we'll save the scraps for later. And I think I'm done with the trimmer. Get that out of the way. And we got to bring in the scoring tool. So what we want to do then is this 6 by 6. I do want it to lay on I want the pocket to go this way, not this way. So I want to go ahead and lay this down, and I want to score it on 3 sides, both sides and then the bottom edge, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, so it measures 6, so we're just going to start at 1/2 inch, score it, turn it, and do the same thing. Turn it and make sure it's right up against the edge over here, and score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, now I'm going to flip this over and maybe leave this board here so you can see. But you can see my score marks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these little squares where the score lines meet. So there's 1 square here and 1 square here. I'm just going to take a small pair of scissors and just snip those. Get a better grip on it. So we're going to just snip this. And this is, the purpose of this is just to take out the bulk when we fold these edges in. This is just going to give us a little bit of space to put things in. And then to remove a little bit more bulk, I do want to cut off just an angle cut here and here on both sides. And it doesn't have to be anything measured. I'm just cutting up to this corner and extending it upward. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter what size it is, or you don't have to measure anything. So just cut those corners off. And then what you want to do is you can take your scoring tool or a bone folder, and I do want to fold these in. I'm going to do that first. And then just burnish them down. Get them nice and flat. Okay, let's use this tool here. And just take your time and make sure that everything is nice and flat. And going back to the bone folder, it's a little bit sturdier, and I think I can get it to lie a little flatter. Just add some nice pressure. And you can see that that's kind of like a pocket now. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do before I start gluing this down is I'm just going to take a hole punch. You can really use any size, but I'm just going to add a little thumb hole here to make it easier to grab. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball the center. You can measure it if you want, but that's just make it easier to grab things out of. Okay, so let's bring the journal back in. You know, you could put a pocket in the front, and I may do that. You could put it on the inside, but I'm just going to go back to the back cover, and instead of gluing it this time, I'm going to just use some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to put it right along. Hang on a second. I think it might be easier. Let's see. It may or may not be. I'm going to, nope. I think we'll just go ahead and do it this way. Just lay it down. And the double-sided tape is nice because you can just take it right to the edge, and some of it you can just tear off. This obviously is not meant to do that, so we're going to cut it. Oh my goodness. I really, you know, obviously I didn't do a prototype. This is just the first time I'm doing this, so it's all good. And we'll just do it on all sides here. Get it right to the edge. And then down. Okay. And then I think I have a little bit extending, just a tiny bit right there on the corner. I'm going to snip that off. All right. And then I'm just going to make sure that that's adhered down before I remove the backing paper off. And then we'll go ahead and tear off the backer. Okay. Ooh, it's very staticky. Okay. All right. And then you just plop it down. I think I'm going to do the bottom edge first. And I'm just going to make sure it's straight across. And you don't want to put it too high up. Otherwise, your papers will stick out. But there you have it. And then you can take a piece of paper and slip it right in. Or receipts. This is just a panel I was playing around with. And there you have it. A DIY covering a journal. And a lot of times you can just find these journals at the dollar store, those old school writing journals. You've seen them. The black and white cover. You can design them. They make great teacher gifts too. You can really personalize it up, and you can put pockets. You can put pockets on the pages. You can add tabs to the side. So that's another idea. But anyway, I hope you like this and give it a try. It's a lot of fun, quick, easy project. Great for kids too. All right, until next week, I hope you make it a great day. Do join me next week. I'm going to be starting my Thanksgiving and Christmas card tutorials. So I put a video up every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope to see you then. All right, have a great day.